Eldoria had its fair share of ghost stories. But dragons? Total myth. Or so people thought. Amara Vane, a scholar from Solaria University, wasn't so sure. She'd spent years combing through old scrolls, chasing cracks in the myths everyone ignored. One day, she hit pay dirt, a crimson dragon scale tucked in a dusty chest. The second she touched it, a voice hissed in her head, "Awaken the Crimson Guardian, or darkness will devour all." Heart racing, she bolted to her mentor, Master Erend. His face went pale at the sight of the scale. "Amara, this isn't just an artifact, it's a warning. If the prophecy's true, this scale belongs to the Crimson Guardian, the only force that can stop Maldrak." "Who's Maldrak?" Amara asked, her voice trembling. Erend's tone dropped. "The Shadowbinder, a sorcerer so powerful, the dragons sacrifice themselves to seal him away, but that seal is failing." The weight of his words left Amara no choice but to act. With the scale in her pack, Amara set out. Guided by whispers etched in her mind, her first stop was the Shrouded Vale, a forest so dark it swallowed sunlight. Shadows twisted unnaturally, and fear crept in. Just as she felt lost, the scale glowed, revealing a hidden path. She pressed on, ignoring the eerie whispers surrounding her. Next came the Crystal Ravine, where bandits spotted the scale and tried to steal it. Amara wasn't a fighter, but she was clever. She lured them onto a crumbling bridge and cut the ropes, sending them plunging into the mist below. Shaken but resolute, she continued. After weeks of perilous travel, Amara reached the Ashen Spire, a volcanic peak shrouded in crimson mist. The scale pulsed as she climbed the jagged cliffs, leading her to a cavern at the summit. Inside, the air turned icy, and silence pressed down like a weight. At the center lay the Crimson Guardian, a massive dragon coiled in slumber, his ember-like scales faintly glowing. Amara hesitated but raised the scale. Its light bathed the dragon, and his molten gold eyes snapped open. His voice rumbled like thunder. "Who dares disturb me?" Amara knelt, trembling. "The world needs you. Maldrak is rising, and only you can stop him." The dragon's gaze burned into her. "Awaken me, and my fire will scorch everything. The cost will be high." Her voice wavered, but she stood firm. "If you don't rise, there won't be a world left to save." The dragon let out a roar that shook the mountain. So be it. The guardian carried Amara on his back, soaring over Eldoria. Below, fields were scorched, rivers blackened, and shadow creatures roamed freely. "Maldrak feeds on fear and chaos," the guardian said. "The longer he's unchecked, the stronger he becomes." The scale guided them to Brink, a fortress consumed by darkness. Its jagged towers pulsed with Maldrak's power. Inside the fortress, shadows clawed at them like living nightmares. The guardian's flames tore through the darkness, but the creatures kept coming. At the heart of the citadel stood a massive obsidian crystal pulsing with dark energy. Beside it loomed Maldrak, a swirling shadow with piercing red eyes. "You think a relic can stop me?" Maldrak hissed. "Dragons are relics. Their time is over." Amara stepped forward, her heart pounding but her voice steady. "Their time's not over. It's just beginning." Maldrak unleashed a wave of shadow. The guardian shielded Amara, but the attack weakened him, his fire flickering. Clutching the scale, Amara felt its whispers guide her. Desperately, she traced glowing sigils in the air, ancient symbols of dragonkind. The sigils ignited, flooding the chamber with light. The guardian roared, his strength renewed. With one final inferno, he obliterated the obsidian crystal. Maldrak's scream echoed as his form unraveled into nothingness. As the fortress crumbled, the guardian carried Amara to safety. Dawn broke, bathing Eldoria in golden light. Fields turned green, rivers flowed clear, and the shadows vanished. The guardian looked down at Amara. "Even the smallest spark can ignite hope." Back in Solaria, Amara declined fame, dedicating herself to preserving the dragon's legacy. The Crimson Guardian returned to the Ashen Spire, a silent sentinel waiting for the day he might be needed again. The legend of the Crimson Guardian and the scholar who awakened him became a beacon of hope, a tale proving that courage could light even the darkest night.